All right, let's get to know the Digital Public Library of America. This is another primary resource site, also searchable by topic and time period, but you're going to see this is a little different. I found this one maybe a little clunkier, but you can get some really neat things out of that. And they start making some connections for you. So what they have created are primary resource or primary source sets. So if you go into the time periods again, here we go, and this one is done chronologically. So we could go to the emergence of modern America, for example. You're going to see all these sets that exist, but you can within there say, well, let's look at in the world of arts. You could do labor history. There's all different things you can do here. And if you scroll down, you're going to see an initial, you have the visual arts during the Harlem Renaissance, women in the blues. But here's this blackface minstrelsy in modern America. So if I open this, you are opening a whole set of resources. They're going to start by giving you a little basic information about the role of minstrel shows in modern America. But then if you look down here, these are a whole set of resources, different artists, pieces of music. There are even audio recordings that you can look at, a draft of a eulogy by W.E.B. Du Bois. So any of these things can be used, posters, advertising, minstrel shows. So you're presented then with a whole set of what they consider documents that could work together. And I just want to kind of point out, when you open one of those resources, it shows up in a pane. I'm going to give you a heads up that occasionally the PDF link seems to be broken in these. So you are often presented the opportunity to view it at its original source. So I could click on the Kentucky Digital Library and it would pull it up there. So if you were ever presented with a line that says, there's an error, look to the right and there should be a way for you to get to its original source as opposed to worrying about getting it embedded on the site. But at any rate, this one shows up. So you've got this document. What's kind of clunky with this one is how do you get the documents out of here? I mean, you obviously could copy and paste the URL for it and have it that way, but you can within this. This is like 4 pages roughly out of this whole document. If you hover in the box itself and hit Control P, that didn't work that time. Hang on. Maybe I had to click on the banner. Okay, and I did Control P. It is going to actually generate just what was in that pane. We're loading that preview. So you see that you actually have the document that you want. You can save it as a PDF, which is what I would do. So we've got it there. It's already in because my folder was remembered. So I've got that. You can see that it says it's from DPLA at the end of that, so you'll know where it's coming from. But again, another option would always be to go ahead and highlight. I know you can't see it up at the top, but you've got the URL banner at the top, and you could throw that into a working document. Here I got all sorts of working documents, but we could make a Word document, and we could call it, the DPLA primary sources that I want to use. And you could paste that right in there. And then that would allow you to get back to its actual link. So that is a way I maybe would work with it. You can, of course, paste that URL into your Noodle tools and generate a citation that way. Because I believe if I click on this Cite This Item, I want to say that it defaults to doing the Chicago Manual of Style for format for the citation. So this one's a little clunkier to work with, but what's nice about it is that it provides you a set of resources with some information about them. So you start seeing how perhaps these DBQ sources are kind of put together. This minstrel guide was just unbelievable to read. It is kind of fascinating to get these firsthand accounts for how they would do these minstrel shows. And it really, you look back and you just think, oh, good gracious, what a horrible way to, after the Civil War ended, to then perpetuate these stereotypes of of Black America. So, at any rate, it's really fascinating to take a look as a historian and see those things. That's really just an introduction. So that DPLA gives you a whole resource set, not just one resource, but they'll have connected around a topic from a time period. So great resource to take a look at, and that's DPLA from our social studies page.